You're live. Okay, we live. Greetings, brothers and sisters, ladies and gentlemen, mothers, fathers, parents. Welcome to tonight's proactive parent discussion. This is going to be an open discussion, a live conversation. I did not come here to preach to you. I want this to be a back and forth dialogue. Tonight's topic, we're talking about bad behavior due to unmet needs. If you're new here, my name is Devin Trent. I'm the author of The Happiness Blueprint and facilitator of the proactive parent community in school. I want to give you a little bit of brief background about who I am, how I got here, why am I doing what I'm doing, and why you're here tonight. Why are you here? Put a comment in the chat. Why did you decide to watch this video? Why you click on this video? Or why are you here in the live stream? Let me know. So let me give you a little bit of the backstory. Okay, so I am the oldest of three boys. I was born in the 80s, raised in the 90s by teenage parents in Baltimore City. This is me and my brothers and Mom Dukes. Now, after I graduated high school in 06 and went to trade school in 07, and I finished trade school and went to be a mechanic. So I worked as an auto mechanic for about 7 years until I met my first business mentor, Frank. Frank introduced me to a lot of different ideas, business ideas, and one thing he introduced me to was human behavior and personality preferences. And I started studying and learning about human behavior back in 2015. So this was almost 10 years ago. Around that same time, I got into photography. And I was noticing after working with so many different people, I noticed certain patterns from what I was learning about human behavior, psychology, personality types. And I started comparing what I was learning to the real world. So I was working with a lot of different people. Working in photography, I worked with a lot of different people from all different walks of life, and I noticed some patterns. And I noticed that what I was learning in these books, it was lining up in real life. That there are personalities. I don't know, but whether 16 personalities or not, that's still up for debate. But some people are introverted, and some people are extroverted. Some people are left brain, concrete thinkers, and other people are right brain, creative thinkers. Some people make decisions that lean more towards logic, and some people make decisions that lean more towards feelings. And so what I was reading in the books, I was seeing that this is true in real life. And I was testing it on the people I was working with in real life, in real time, getting real feedback. And I was working with lots of different people. And I think that was one big contributing factor to my photography business going so good, because I was able to tailor my approach based on the person that I was working with. I would not interact with an introvert the same way, like a conservative introvert. I would not talk to them like real loud and fast and extroverted. I wouldn't deal with them. It's more about being a mirror. So I wouldn't deal with an introvert the same way I would deal with an extrovert. And somebody who make decisions on feelings the same way somebody who make decisions on logic. So I was able to tailor my approach based on who I was dealing with. And I think that was a big contributing factor to people liking me. Not only was the pictures was good, but my personality was in alignment with them, and they was referring me. I was getting a lot of referrals, and the photography business was doing so good that I quit my job. I quit my job as a mechanic. This was one of my last days working at FedEx. I was moving my toolbox, and photography was doing great. I was traveling all over the world, all over the country, and all over the world. This is out in New Mexico. I had a job at I had a gig. I had a photography gig out in Los Alamos, New Mexico. I had some work out in Dominican Republic, up in Mexico, and I even went overseas. I went to Italy. I went out to the Faroe Islands. Everything was great. Photography was going great. Everything was great until 2019. Now, we all know what happened in 2019. Well, we all know what happened in 2020. Photography slows down in the wintertime. So I went and got a job as a mechanic. Went and got a job working at FedEx around this same time. Around this November time, this is what they call peak season. So the like FedEx and UPS, Amazon, they hiring any and everybody because it's the holiday season, people ordering stuff. So I got a job, and by the way, show your delivery driver some love. Around this time of year, especially if you don't want them throwing your boxes, leave some Gatorade out there, leave some snacks out there. Take care of your delivery drivers, and they're going to take care of you. I can tell you that for sure. But so I got a job working at FedEx because my plan was that I was going to do this during the cold season and then go back to photography when it warm up and photography start picking up again. Because like I said, during the cold season, it's slow. But I had no idea that the world was going to shut down as we transition from 2019 into 2020. Next thing you know, I'm hearing about all these famous people getting sick. I don't want to mention the name of the sickness because I don't want to get shadow banned or whatever. But yeah, NBA was shutting down, NFL was shutting down, business was shutting down, everything was shutting down. People was losing their jobs, and so. But since I was essential personnel, we worked all the way through those years. And next thing I know, it's been 5 years. I was planning to work at FedEx for a couple months. Next thing I know, it's been 5 years. And I really thank God for setting me up good because I didn't know what was coming around the corner. He knew what was coming around the corner, and he set me up real good to make it all the way through, and everything was fine. But I am a natural storyteller, and I like to give people a good experience and bring people along for the ride. So as I was working at FedEx, I started documenting my day, the life as a delivery driver. And I had a camera on my hat. And so I made a YouTube channel about just every day as a delivery driver. And that YouTube channel grew from 0 to over 20,000 in about 8 weeks. I remember we was like 500 subscribers, 1,000 subscribers, 5,000 subscribers, 10,000 subscribers. And that's when we had this big live Q&A. It was like, wow, it was growing so fast. And so, yeah, I was doing videos. I had a really good route. And yeah, I was interacting with all of my customers and stuff. Everybody liked me. The videos was great. Everybody was getting value out of it. But my job, they found out about it. And one thing led to another, and I got fired. I got fired from FedEx about a little over a year ago. So now, let me see, what's my next slide? Okay, yeah, so now so I got fired, and now I'm trying to figure out what am I going to do? Because I still had photography. Photography was good, but it wasn't like how it used to be before the pandemic. So I had some money coming in, but it wasn't all that great. And I didn't get unemployment, so I'm going back to the drawing board. What am I going to do? How am I going to make some money? So I started thinking back about all this personality stuff that I was learning, and I went back to the drawing board and looked at my own personality. My personality is the ENFP, the campaigner, a natural storyteller, a natural advocate, one that brings people together for social issues. And so I went head first into that and was really leaning into the strengths of my natural personality. And I wrote my first book called The Happiness Blueprint. Now, this book was full of advice to my younger self. It's a lot of stories and it's a lot of life advice. And I was going to different schools, and a church had invited me to come speak at their summer camp. And so I'm leaning into my natural personality. Hold on, guys, I got some notes. I got some notes. Anyway, So as a photographer, I've been doing photography for 10 years. But I have more to offer now that I'm 37. I'm about to be 38 years old. I got plenty of stories and plenty of experiences that the next generation can learn from. So that's what I was doing with the book. I was going on a speaking tour, going and speaking to young folks. And then one of the parents, I had ran into one of my old high school parents. Ran into one of my old high school classmates, and we started talking about the book. And I told him that this book is called The Happiness Blueprint for Young Adults. And one of the moms, she was like, what about us parents? We need help too. And I was thinking about that for like a week or two. And it make a lot of sense. It was like, cause you know how people say it all starts at home? The parents are the first example. The parents had the first influence and the biggest influence on a child. I can help the children more by helping the parents first. And so that's what I started doing. So now we have the proactive parent community where we've been doing these town halls once a month and having these open discussions and conversations in real time over on school. Now, this is my first time having one of these on the YouTube. And I know around this time of year, people have like seasonal depression. Like you're not going outside. I haven't been outside much because it's cold and it get dark early. So we in the house. I want to do more of these live discussions during these winter months, and we'll see how it goes. I'm planning on doing this on YouTube maybe every 2 weeks or weekly. We'll see how it goes. But yeah, so the proactive parent community, and that's how we got here. That's how I got here from being a photographer, writing my first book, and now I'm talking about parenting. And it's all from on the foundation, underneath of it all, it's about personality types, it's about personality preferences, it's about self-awareness and realizing that everything is not for everybody and every child is different. What works for one child might be harmful to another child. So how can you tailor your parenting to an alignment with your child? The same way I was tailoring my photography approach tailored to the people who I was working with to get optimal results, you can do the same thing with your parenting. You can tailor your approach to your child's personality. So, all right, so the topic of today is unmet needs. Bad behavior due to unmet needs. Getting out of character because a need is going unmet. I'll tell you a quick story about a time I got out of character because I had a need that was going unmet. I was working at Firestone, and I think it was around the same time it was getting dark early, and we was about to close. Like, we was about to close in like 5 minutes. I'm packing up all my tools. I'm going in the back, washing all the grease off my hands. And let's say we close at 9 o'clock. The lady come in at 8:55, and she talking about, oh, can I get an oil change? And the manager said yes. I'm like, son, we close in 5 minutes. We're not doing no oil change. So it's a barrier between out in the lobby where all the customers are and the mechanics is in the back. So as I heard him taking the job, I'm in the back. I'm in a shop going off. I'm usually calm, cool, collected, even keel, smooth. But I had a need that's not being met. I need to go home. We should not be doing no oil changes 5 minutes before we close. We wouldn't even make no money, no oil change. So the lady heard me in the back going off, and she was like, oh, no, don't worry about it. I don't even need it that bad. I'll just come back tomorrow. I scheduled an appointment for tomorrow. But the point of the story is I had a need that was going unmet, and I got out of character. Sometimes children do the same thing. Sometimes children have a need that is going unmet, and their behavior might seem negative, but underneath, there is a need that's going unmet. So it's all about how do you figure out what is that need? One of the moms was telling me the other day how she was working from home, and her son was like, he wasn't getting enough attention. He felt like she wasn't giving him enough attention. So he went upstairs and got his electric keyboard, And he started playing all this loud music and jumping up and down. And she realized, like, she see what he's trying to do. He's trying to get some attention. So his behavior was obnoxious and negative because he's trying to get her attention. She's trying to focus and do her work, and he's trying to get her attention. So she realized what's going on, and she finally go over there and sit right next to him. And instead of yelling at him and cussing him out, she sat next to him and started playing the keyboard with him. And as she playing soft, calm music, he started to calm down because now he getting the attention that he need. And she told him, she said something like, when you control your attitude, you control your mood. And when you control your mood, you control your attitude. And whether or not he understood the proverb or not, what matters is that she gave him the attention that he needed. Think about a time that you got out of character. What need was going unmet? Think about a time your child got out of character. What need was going unmet? There's a high probability that instead of cussing and fussing and yelling at him, take some time and analyze the situation. And think about your own childhood. Was there ever a time that your parents fussed you out? That there was a misunderstanding? Because they didn't understand the need that you had that was going unmet? Think about how you're treating your kids the same way. Now, I want to invite you to our school community where we have these open discussions. And I also want to invite you to download a free resource. If you go to 8 signs, 8signs.devintrent.com. Go to 8signs.devintrent.com. I have a free PDF that will show you 8 signs that your child is in survival mode. Now, when you're in survival mode, it triggers your lizard brain, and you could either, you know how to say fight, flight, freeze, or freak out? That's what I was doing when I was at FedEx. When I was at Firestone, the lady was talking about getting the oil change 5 minutes before we closed. I was in freak out mode. I was in survival mode. So the PDF, the download that want to invite you to download, it gives you 8 signs that your child is in survival mode. Matter of fact, I'm gonna pull it up right here. Boom, second screen. Yeah. So just go to 8signs.devintrent.com, and that's signs with an S at the end. 8 signs. So yeah, there's that. Download the free PDF, and how to recognize when your child's behavior is really a cry for help. You know, babies cry for help because they don't know how to express their needs. Children also cry for help because they don't know how to express their needs. Adults also cry for help because they don't know how to express their needs. So I want to open the floor for open discussion. I want to open the floor for conversation. Anybody want to contribute and tell us a story about a time when you or your child was acting out of character because a need was going unmet? Let me see, we got in the comments. I was looking at a few videos. I think it's great what you're doing. I'm hoping my daughter check you out. Oh, fantastic. Gwendolyn Faison. Thanks a lot. I'm glad to hear that. Yeah, share the link. Share the live stream link and invite your friends. Now, I'm running 2 screens. I'm also running the Zoom meeting. Anybody want to contribute and tell us a story? Or maybe tell me about a time that your child was misbehaving, and maybe I can offer some insights using personality preferences and human psychology, human behavior. I'll tell you another story. There was a mom was telling me how her son, he ain't paying her no mind until she get on the phone. Now he want attention. Now he is jealous, dare I say envious, that somebody else is getting her attention. Now, so 16 personalities, and it's also, you can break it down into 4 temperaments. I don't know if that's within the scope of tonight's conversation, but I realized that her son is one of the kids who craves connection. And he also don't like to have, to be surprised, to have stuff that's like unexpected. So when somebody call unexpectedly, he's like, whoa, what's going on? That's not part of the plan. Why, we were sitting here watching a movie, why are you on the phone now? You interrupting our connection time. You interrupting our mother and son time. So I suggested to the mom to let the child know up front and to set expectations. That's the thing, to set expectations. To let them know, what's the plan for today? Even from the beginning of the day, let them know, this is what we plan to do today. And also, we're going to have some together time, and we're going to have some solo time. So that he can expect that. He can expect that to have together time and expect to have solo time. And also, let the child know that I'm about to get on the phone soon. So when you see me on the phone, don't be alarmed. I'm not going nowhere. I'm right here with you. But this is solo time. This is me time. This is time for me to be on the phone. And it works. She said she let her son know, what's the plan? And he's like, okay. She tell him, look, mommy about to get on the phone. And this is what's about to happen. He's like, okay, fine. So now that she on the phone, he not zapping out how he used to do. Because now she got tools that she can use in alignment with his nature. And that's what the proactive parent is all about. A lot of times people don't have a plan. So you got a proactive parent and a reactive parent. Reactive parents, they react to the problem after it's a problem. Proactive parents, they have a plan before the problem. And it's like, it's no 100% guarantee. In life, there are very few guarantees. Most things are probabilities. There's no guarantee that, there's no guarantee you're going to make it home tomorrow. There's no guarantee that you're going to catch a flat tire. But sometimes you do. It's better to have a plan than to not have a plan. And that's also another premise behind a proactive parent, is to have other parents, more seasoned parents, who have already went through certain landmines and been through certain situations and had experience that they can tell the new parents, the young parents with children ages 3 to 12. That's the main target audience, is young parents with children ages 3 to 12. Because people say experience is the best teacher. Well, kids don't have no experience. The adults have all the experience. So you want to teach the kids through experience, through your own experience. Now, some kids, they got to learn stuff the hard way. And that's where insurance come into play. But everybody don't have to learn stuff the hard way. Some people can learn through your experiences. So that's the point of having these open discussions and these conversations, and to have a platform for people to share and learn from each other. That's the whole purpose of this. So yeah, guys, that's really all I had. Unless somebody want to come up and contribute, I said most of the stuff I want to say. I do again want to invite you to the school community. You can, so it's SKOOL, in case you never heard of it, school.devintrent.com. You can catch us at the proactive parent community. Go over there to school. We have these discussions more frequently, and I got all kind of resources. Matter of fact, should I let me pull up some of the let me share my screen on that. Give you a little walk around. So Second screen. Okay, so school.devintrent.com. Okay, when you come to the school community, you'll be greeted with a little intro video and then a navigation video on how to move around school. I have a 5-week proactive parent path, from reactive to proactive. It's a 5-week program. We go step by step together. Now, in the classroom, I also have the Raising Ready Kids. This was a 3-day workshop we did. This is available, and I put timestamps in here because these videos can get to be long, so I put timestamps so you can narrow in on the topic that you're interested in. I also have the self-awareness worksheets with each day. It's 3 days, there's 3 worksheets that will help you with the exercises. And then also our town halls, the recordings from the town halls are in here. I also put the timestamps on these because these can go long. Greetings, I have to prepare for service this evening, but this is really helpful. I hope it's being recorded. Yes, this is being recorded, and I'm glad that it's helpful. I'm glad that y'all getting some value out of this. So yeah, make sure you subscribe so that you get the replay. If you're not in the school community, get in the school community so you get the replay. Get on my email list by downloading the 8 signs your child is in survival mode. That'll get you on my email list so that you get the replay. So there's multiple ways to get the replay. Now, back to the school community. Now, also we have general discussion. You'll see when you come in here, you start here and introduce yourself to everybody. Everybody has introduced themselves. So it's a pretty active community, and I think you get some value from it. It's free. It's free 99. If it's free, then it's for me, and it's for you too. So I want to invite you to come over to school.devintrent.com, and anybody got any questions or concerns or contributions? If not, that's it for tonight's live stream. I hope you guys got some value out of that. And Lord willing, I will talk to you soon. What was that, a raised hand? View. Somebody got a raised hand. You can come off mute, Sister Jen.
Greetings, my brother. How are you
Greetings.
today? I really want to say, and I've been staying quiet for a couple of weeks since you have, but don't feel like I don't have things to say. I have so much to say. I'm telling each and every one that are gathered here, this platform is going to go wider because you know why? It's something that helps parents. It's something that encourages you to know that you can change and you can look in yourself to make it right with your children. This has taught me how to be humble, not only just here, but overall. It has let me see when my child flare up, I can humble myself and just say, okay, we can change the strategy and we can talk. It let me be the mother that I wanted to be. And I thank God for this platform. I thank God for giving you this talent to encourage the parents, not only me, but I'm telling you, even those who you interview, it have led contribution to me that I can pray, I can examine myself, I can listen to my children when they are flare up, when they're hungry. Because I had like this week I had one with my daughter and I just listened to her and she said, "You're angry." I said, "No, I'm not. I'm gonna just listen to you until when you stop being so
Aggressive.
hungry, so fussy. I'm gonna just listen." And I listened and I talked to her at the end of it and I said, "Listen, that's not the way you're gonna approach it. I'm gonna approach you as a mom, a friend, A mom not just giving you instruction to say, oh, you're always wrong. A mom that's going to listen. And I want you to listen to me too. And she listened. And I look back and I look back. Each and every time you put out something, I listen. But for the couple of days now you have doing the program, I'm really quiet because I'm observing what I'm learning. I'm keeping it to keep me when challenging times comes. Even the books that you put out, I read them and I apply them to myself. I apply them to try to tell my children when they say they don't have a purpose. You have a purpose. You are each and every one as God creates us for a purpose.
Amen.
But He will show you your purpose. And if you read and your parents are there to show you. Some parents didn't get the chance to be the parents that they were that the Lord want us to be. And all I'm looking my faults, my failure, my blames, but yet still it bring me. I can change it.
Exactly.
I can examine myself. I can be the mom that I was supposed to be. So each and every one of us come on here. I'm not going to talk just for everybody. I'm talking on a whole. We are supposed to be grateful because even when Tanya she lend advice. She give points. But yet still, even when Sister Rachel come, there's another point there. That when you give your history, there's another point there. When Exalia come, it's another point there. It's the little things that you don't think matters that matters most. So I don't want to do all the long talking, but I appreciate you, and I appreciate God for you. I appreciate God for each and every one that come here.
Thank you, sis. I
Because
appreciate your contribution.
yes, my brother. So just continue to do what you're doing. Sometimes it seems like you want to. It's frustrating when you come on and everybody not saying anything, but don't let it get you down. Just
Yeah.
keep on pressing. You got it, and He's leading you to do exactly what He wants you to do. All right.
Thank you, sis. I appreciate that.
Stay blessed.
All
Peace
right, you
out.
too. Peace be. All right, let me see in the comments. We got Justin Robinson. What's up, brother? He said, great topic. As a father of 5, this has been my experience. Winning some and losing some, and learning from the ones that I've lost. All 5 children have had unique experiences within themselves. Yeah, you win some and you lose some. You win or you learn. You never lose. Even with every so-called failure, there is a lesson that can be learned. And that's life. And that's the power of having these group discussions and learning from each other's experience, because people say experience is the best teacher, but that depends on what experience and what lesson is being learned. Is it a small lesson that you can easily bounce back from? If you put too much salt in the recipe, that's an easy lesson you can bounce back from. But if that's an easy experience that you can bounce back from. But if it's a tough experience, like drunk driving, you don't want to learn that experience through your own experience. You want to learn stuff like that from somebody else. If it's a tough experience where you didn't ruin your relationship with your kids, you done something that they might feel is unforgivable. And now your whole relationship is in turmoil. You don't want to learn that through your own experience. You want to learn that through somebody else's experience. So yeah, experience is the best teacher. It depends on who's experienced. But that's the power of having these open discussions, is so that we can learn from each other's experience and not have to do it the hard way on our own through trial and error. Trial and error. A trial is a test. An error is the negative result of a test. Parents who are new parents, They don't have experience, so they are running multiple trials. They are running multiple tests. They don't know what works. Trial and error. And who suffer from the error? The children suffer from the error. The parents are running tests, and the children are suffering from it. But if the parents knew better, they would do better. And nobody was talking about emotional intelligence. Nobody was talking about proactive parenting 20 years ago, 30 years ago, 40 years ago. But we're talking about it now. Parents was doing the best they can with what they had. They didn't have this, but now you do. So now you have a better opportunity to influence your kids and be proactive instead of reactive after the problem, after it's too late. Yeah, we want to be proactive instead of reactive. So, yeah, guys, that's it for this stream. I hope you got some value from it. Lord willing, we'll be doing another one next week. What's today? Today is Tuesday, right? I think the next one is going to be, it'll either be Monday or Tuesday. Get on the email list. Go to 8signs.devintrent.com to download your free PDF, 8 signs that your child is in survival mode, and that will get you up to date. I'll keep you updated when you're on my email list the next time we do that. All right, and so until next time, remember, you can't protect them from everything, but you can prepare them for anything. This is Devin Trent, the Inner Child Advocate. I will talk to you next time. Peace.
Peace, my brother.
Peace.
Peace.
Be.